I fell asleep at like, I think 4 a.m. yesterday, so bear with me. I'm really tired right now. My reads have not been going well in like the 5-star department. It's just been like 4 stars and below. I even had a 2-star. I thought I could do a this video ends when I find a 5-star read type of video. So right now I am reading God of Fury by Rena Kent. Safe to say this probably won't be a 5-star. I just can't get over the fact that he's technically cheating on his girlfriend. And also the fact that this is moving so quickly, like they already have feelings for each other and this book is huge. I think I'm gonna DNF this book. I'm so bored, okay? They're technically together, but it's not actually together. It's more like they're planning on continuing to hook up and everything. I'm actually enjoying myself so much. This is a lot more slow burn than I thought it would be. And I didn't think this would be like a slow burn romance because I knew like they kissed really early on in the book. And I just thought, oh, okay, it's gonna be like going really fast paced from here. Like they're just gonna keep hooking up and I'm gonna get bored. Because normally I get bored after a couple like gets together. That's my issue. And also just like because they have a sort of long distant relationship, they have to email, text, and do like phone calls and everything. It's just really cute to read because it's just like it's them getting to know each other even though they're so far apart, but it's also them wanting to get to know each other despite the fact that they're so far apart. Do you know what I mean? I have to admit I do zone out when the politics come up. Like I do get why it's in here because the romance is between like Prince of England and like the President of America's son. Yes. I just finished this book. I think I'm gonna rate this a 4.25 out of 5. I really enjoyed it. Like normally when couples get together, I get really bored, but that wasn't really the case with this book. And also the angry love confession. Best thing I ever read. So I started The Boy Who Steals Houses by C.G. Drews. I have really high hopes this will be a 5-star. Like I'm actually really enjoying this, although it is very stress inducing because our main character Sam is keeping a lot of secrets from this family who's like really nice and who took care of him for like one day. There is this one big secret that got Sam in trouble with the police that we still haven't discovered yet. This family is like so sweet though. I think their mom is in the hospital or something because they mentioned something about medical bills, but they don't have that much money, so they have to like work all summer, like the entire family. And it's just like they don't really notice if people go in and out of their house because obviously there's a lot of family members and so each of them have a lot of friends except for like the girl he's basically in love with, Moxie. Moxie's the one who kind of has to take care of like the little children. The rest of them like go to work on houses to like get money and so someone has to take care of the tiny children and so Moxie kind of has to take over. Every single one of them is just really nice and they literally don't notice that Sam was trying to rob their house because like Sam breaks into houses to try to survive, try to live, and he like sleeps in houses that kind of seem empty for a while until he has to leave. And so he was trying to break into their house and steal stuff and like sleep in it for the night, but he accidentally overslept and the family returned to the house and they just don't notice that he was there to try to rob their house because there's so many people going in and out of their house. Okay, quick update before I continue reading, but I'm on page 177 of this book. It's kind of heartbreaking because every single adult in like Sam's and like his brother Avery's lives are so terrible. Every single one has basically abandoned them. And also Sam kind of got caught by that family I told you guys about, the one that took care of him for one day. He got caught by the girl because he had been secretly sleeping in the mother's office, and so the girl is kind of like pissed at him now, and so he's kind of been like bringing her gifts every now and then to like try to make up with her. Yeah, and so because the girl is kind of a fashion designer, he like brings her like yarn and then like fabric and like leaves them at the doorstep trying to like get her to forgive him. I actually finished The Boy Who Steals Houses by C.G. Drews last night at like 4 a.m. in the morning. Oh my god, guys, it's so painful. It's like so close. The thing is, I wasn't dying to pick up this book every time I put it down, but also it's like so good. It's so close. It's like a 4.75 out of 5. I'm not getting that 5-star feeling, you know? Like the romance was so cute. Like the everyday stuff they did and like how he made pancakes for her. I died inside. Okay, I died. I absolutely died. 4.75. It's still really good, but it's not a 5-star, and it's just like it's so painful. That's so close, and then I'm gonna have to continue this video. I started One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. I heard this is like a very gothic sort of fantasy. I'm not really sure what it's about. I haven't read the synopsis on the back, so I'm kind of just trying to figure out what's going on. So far, there's this infection in the world that most of the time gives people magical abilities. And like there are these, I forget the name, but they're like physicians that go into people's houses and like if the people have the infection, I guess they just take them away from the house. Our main character, I still don't know how to pronounce her name. Can you guys see that? It's not focusing. Our main character, Elspeth, caught the infection when she was 9, but she managed to get away from the physicians before they came to her house and like were about to take her away. The infection didn't fully develop in her body when she caught it, and so because it's not like fully there, she kind of has like this weird voice in her head that no one knows about. She's literally told no one. It's just like this random dude speaking into her head, and she can speak back with their thought. It's like telepathy or something. Not really, sort of. It's like a far away sort of communication thing that they can do in their head, and I'm not sure I completely understand, but I think I'm intrigued. This morning started out really crazy, and so I had to go somewhere, but the thing is, I forgot my book. I forgot to bring One Dark Window with me, and normally I bring a book everywhere with me, but this morning was so hectic that I just completely forgot everything. I forgot to tell you guys, but I actually got a library card, and so there's this thing where you're also allowed to take out books from this app, and so you can read on your phone if you want to, and so I borrowed one from the library, and I started A Cuban Girl's Guide to Tea and Tomorrow by Laura Taylor Namey. I got around 62% in, and it's very calming in a way. So it's basically about this girl. She kind of has like this trifecta going on where she has like 3 problems. Her best friend lied to her by not telling her something. Her boyfriend of 3 years broke up with her not too long ago, and then her grandmother died, and she was like in the middle of a mental breakdown, and so her parents were very, very worried about her, and so they're just like, oh, we're sending you off to England now because we're scared you're gonna break down fully and then you're just never gonna be the same again. And so they sent her off to England. She meets friends. She meets this guy named Orion. He's actually so sweet, and it's just like British accent makes him even better, and she's also a baker, so she likes baking a lot, and so we got to see a lot of food being made, and it's just very, I don't know, pleasing to read because it's just like food. I was reading that on my phone, but now that I'm back home, I kind of want to continue reading One Dark Window again. Updates about multiple books actually. One Dark Window, I'm going to DNF for now. Okay, when I say I'm gonna DNF a book, I don't actually fully DNF it. I'll probably go back to try and read it later. It's just, I don't know. I'm not invested in this couple whatsoever, and the magic system is interesting and everything. It's just, this couple is aggravating me because I'm just wondering where the hell did this affection come from? It's like instant affection, and it's bothering me so much that I'm just not attached to them whatsoever. I think I stopped around 50%. Second book, A Cuban Girl's Guide to Tea and Tomorrow. I finished it. I rated it a 4 out of 5. I thought it was really enjoyable personally. I didn't realize how attached I got to like the characters in the storyline until near the ending. I started bawling my eyeballs out. Definitely a book I'll want to buy in like a physical copy. And then final book, we have an update on Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. I heard this is getting a movie, or rather I saw the trailer online and I watched it and it looked really good, so I got really interested, and so I started reading it. 43% in. It's about this girl named Aza, something like that. She has like a bunch of anxiety, and so she just worries constantly, goes into like these spirals in her head, does kind of like these long inner monologues. I'm interested to see how they'll like take the book and turn it into a movie and like translate her inner monologues from the page to the screen. There's also this side mystery going on. This kid named Davis, his dad went missing, and so that's kind of like a side mystery. They're trying to figure out where his dad went, but Davis doesn't want his dad to be found because his dad doesn't really take care of him and his brother. Okay, the romance happening in this book isn't exactly my favorite in the world, but it's like a romance story I would sort of want for myself, or rather if I was in a relationship, I would kind of want it to be like this because it's actually really sweet, because he's actually very like respectful of like boundaries and everything and like what makes her comfortable, but it's also just like he doesn't like her because of like appearances or anything. He likes her because she has her own way of doing things, and so that means together they have their own way of doing things, and it's really sweet that he like respects that. But also, I hate the best friend. Her best friend Daisy, we do not like her, okay? She is so annoying, and she does not try to understand Aza's situation whatsoever. She's always like, Aza, you don't know these things about me, when Aza does know these things about her, and she's like, Aza, you don't try to get to know me at all, when literally Aza knows so much about her, and Daisy's just like complaining this entire time, and it's just really annoying to me because she's just like, Aza, you don't try to get to know me, but Daisy's not like making any effort to get to know Aza either on like a deep level, and it's like really annoying me. I finished Turtles All the Way Down by John Green, and I rated it a 3 out of 5. I don't know, I felt like it was more story driven than character driven. That's probably not right, but I wasn't really attached to any of the characters, and also the ending kind of gave me whiplash and I wasn't really sure how to feel. I started Defy the Night by Bridget Kemmer because Bridget Kemmer is probably one of my favorite contemporary romance authors, so I wanted to give one of her fantasy books a try. I don't know if this is like exactly fantasy. I think it's more dystopian. It feels more dystopian. I was really tempted to DNF this book. I don't know what's happening. The fantasy books in this video are not going well for me. It's gone a bit better now that I've gone over halfway. The romance isn't my favorite because it's more like in the beginning we don't see how they start liking each other. It's more like in the beginning they already already liked each other. Not exactly my favorite thing in the world. I like seeing people fall in love for the first time. That's really why I was so attempted to DNF it. Also, the fact that there was a secret identity in this book, and I had 2 guesses, and one of my guesses was right. So I kind of feel like, I don't know, nothing is really surprising me anymore. It's just like that was the one big secret that was in this book, and I kind of already figured it out like within the first 2 chapters. I'm not really sure if it was supposed to be like a big revelation or anything. I never read the blurb on the back, so I'm not really sure if the author already hinted at it, but I figured it out pretty quickly. So yeah, the book's okay. It's just the romance isn't my favorite, and also the surprises aren't really that surprising. I finished this book. This video is never gonna end, is it? I'm rating it a 3 out of 5. It definitely gave off Robin Hood. I'm not sure if I'll read the second book because the couple got together like very, very early on in this book, not gonna lie, and I don't know, I'm not that interested in the plot. I really don't see a point in reading the second book. Also, if you guys think this is fantasy, don't think that, because there's literally no fantasy in this at all. It's just pure dystopian. So I wanted to tell you guys about the book I was reading. I am currently reading Imogen, obviously, by Becky Albertalli or something like that. It's about this girl named Imogen who is said to be like the straight friend. She's a very supportive straight friend. I keep doing this because like it's basically about her like discovering her sexuality and everything and like trying to figure out which sexuality she is. And it's just like, guys, I actually have hope. I have so much hope because you know why? This girl is basically me. I have never related to a book character so hard in my life. Girl is in denial. She's just trying to figure out why the hell she is thinking about this specific girl so much, Tessa. Their chemistry is so great, by the way, and I love reading their text messages so much. I don't know, there's potential because again, this book character is basically me. I'm just like, oh my god, this girl is me in book form. This is literally me if I put myself onto a page in words. I thought I would take a break from my homework and tell you guys that I finished Imogen, obviously, by Becky Albertalli. I always have trouble with her last name for some reason. Unfortunately, it wasn't a 5-star. I rated it a 4.25 out of 5, which again isn't bad, but that also means I still have to carry on with this video. The main reason why it wasn't a 5-star was because near the ending, the relationship went a bit too fast for my liking, and also there was this one character that really annoyed me, Gretchen. Every time Imogen showed any sign of not being straight, Gretchen would just shove her back in the closet. And it's just like, Gretchen said she was like Imogen's best friend and everything, and it's just like when Imogen tried to tell her that she was possibly bi, Gretchen was just like, oh no, you're still straight, it's just that some lesbians attract straight girls. How the hell does that make any sense? Like, Gretchen's also bi, so if like Imogen tells her she's possibly bi, you'd think she'd like be supportive or something, but no, she was fully just like to Imogen, get back in the closet, you are not bi whatsoever. And I'm just like, oh my god, what the hell is happening here? So the next book I started is The Diviners by, I literally don't know the name, but I'll put the book up here somewhere so you guys can see who the author is. Slightly confused, but also it's like completely just vibes right now, and I'm rolling with it because I've been struggling for the past few days to find a book I've been wanting to read. I've gone through so many. You guys have no idea how many I've gone through since the last time I updated you. It's been a while, and also exams are coming up, so really struggling mentally here, but we're living. It took me a while to get used to the writing, and also some of the chapter POVs were kind of confusing me, considering the chapters don't even start out with who exactly the perspective is in. It's more like you kind of just find out as you read, and so it was kind of confusing me at first, but I think I've gotten the hang of it. And also, I'm really not sure who the second main character is, or rather the love interest. I think he's the love interest. I'm not really sure. So basically, our main character is Evie O'Neill or something like that. She secretly has powers. This is set back in a time period where like if people find out she has powers, she'll probably get burned at like the stake or something. I think there's also a mystery in here. I'm not really sure. I didn't read the synopsis when I started this book. I kind of just started it randomly. I'm eating cake. So it's been a while since I updated you guys on the book. So the mystery has started to happen. Someone got murdered in the book, and like whoever murdered them took their eyeballs out. I don't know. I'm still really confused on these relationships. And so because I was confused a couple days ago, I kind of searched up who the main character would end up with. I was so curious though. Literally no romance was happening. It was not moving anywhere, and like like it was not happening whatsoever, so I just really wanted to spoil myself. It's been a while. It's definitely been a while. I think it's been like over a week. I went on like a 4-day trip. It's not the type of trip you're thinking of. It was for work and it was not fun whatsoever. But I finished Diviners. Diviners, I rated a 3 out of 5. I thought it was okay. Or no, okay. I thought it was better than okay, but it is kind of hard to keep a person's attention when the book is like 500 plus pages long. So I did get bored in some areas, but I also did have a lot of fun reading it. I didn't hate it. I just also didn't love it. So 3 out of 5. It was still a pretty good book. And then the 5-star read we have. Okay, you guys have no idea how long this video took. I think it took me over a month, about like 5 weeks maybe. And I did reconsider re-rating one of the previous books I had read in this video a 5-star because I genuinely thought it was a 5-star. Like I thought this over for over a month and I'm just like, you know, that book does deserve 5 stars. But then eventually I did find another book that was a 5 stars. So technically there is 2 5-star books in this video. Yeah, I was just really stubborn before, I think, or maybe I was just being like a bit too picky, but I do think I'm gonna re-rate The Boy Who Steals Houses by C.G. Drews and give it the full 5 stars. But also there's another book by C.G. Drews that I read and I also really like this one. I instantly knew it was a 5-star book for me, and it's 1,000 Perfect Notes by C.G. Drews. This was so good. I was crying at midnight when I finished this book. Like this book broke me. Like you have no idea how good of a writer C.G. Drews is. Her books are like wreck your life type of books but also make you strangely happy. Yeah, this one definitely 5 out of 5. I knew instantly that this was a 5-star book. I loved it so much. I loved the characters and I just liked, I don't know, just C.G. Drews writing in general. It really sticks with you. After I rated The Boy Who Steals Houses a 4.75 out of 5, I thought about it for like over a month and I'm just like, I really feel like I should have given that 5 stars. And so I kept rethinking it over and over again, and eventually I did re-rate it 5 stars. But I also found this one, so this is where we're ending the video off. Definitely a long video, at least for me. Again, this took me over a month, so I was getting so impatient. That is partly why I almost decided to end this video off on re-rating a book, but thankfully I did find another 5-star book that I genuinely think is like a 5-star, and it was so good. But yeah, I'm gonna end the video off here. I hope you guys enjoyed and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.